The spring party is over for people in the valley. Warm days and clean sidewalks have given way to another winter day. And you'll have to haul out your snow shovel again if you put it away like I did. And you know what? If you left your car outside, you'll have some snow scraping ahead of you this morning.
That's right. Be watching out for some of the slick roads on your way to work and school as well. Some places in our viewing area, they got several inches of snow from this latest system. Snowplow drivers, they spent much of the night still out this morning cleaning up the streets and parking lots. But watch out. Icy spots could be underneath the snow that fell. And new this morning, repair crews are out in the FM Metro right now working on at least 4 overnight power outages. One was a downed power line in the 3500 block of Interstate Boulevard where the pole caught on fire last night. And a viewer called us to say that she lost power in her home near the Prairie Wood Golf Course around 7 last night.
Our latest check shows an outage in West Fargo just before 3 a.m. and another one in South Fargo right around the same time. Xcel Energy says at the height of the outages, about 1,900 customers were impacted. But now it looks like about 500 are still without electricity. And here's a reminder about thin ice after a lot of warm weather this last week or so.
Tri-State Diving was called in to get this SUV out of Lake Lyda in Otter Tail County. A Facebook post says the Chevy Trailblazer went through the ice on Sunday and it was pulled out the next day.
So let's get a check of our forecast this morning. After all of that snow, we're hoping to do some melting today. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. We will start that process later today, but until then, yes, you're going to have to get out and do some digging in some places, especially in places like Walcott. Look at this whopper of a snow pile here on what looks like a pedestal on Ashley's deck there where she's measuring that snow, and it looks like about 9 to 10 inches of snow that fell right where she was and where she measured it. And you can see the big fluffy flakes that is associated with that snowfall. So a big one, and that's the highest amount I've seen so far from this event. We've got several photos of you guys measuring the snow. This one's great here too. You can see the ruler all the way into the snow, and the amount about 8 inches in the Windmere area. We also have some reports coming in from the Wadena area of more than 8 inches of snow there. Verndale area just got a 9-inch report, so that looks about right. And you know, Fargo Moorhead, we saw anywhere from about 1.5 inches being reported to up to about 3 inches of snow. It depends on where you are. The farther south and east you were, the more likely you had the heavier snowfall because of that thin band that's set up just to the south and east of the metro. Hickson got 6 inches of snow. Over in Hawley on Highway 10, 6 to 7. That's not too far from Moorhead, and a big jump in totals there. Foreman had 8 inches of snow. Lots of reports starting to come in, and if you've got an update for us, we'd love to hear from you about how much you've had and what you're dealing with out there too. Not looking too bad on our live view on our First Alert Storm Team Skycam network in Fargo. You could see mostly cloudy skies, a little bit of that morning sunshine to break through. Interstate looks a little bit better, but those side roads, on and off ramps are going to be troublesome here in those snowy areas this morning. Mostly cloudy skies in a lot of spots. We are seeing the snow wind down though, that system moving on. I can't rule out a few flakes or a flurry today with some clouds rolling through. Here's a look at our current conditions. We've got some temperatures into the 20s, so we're below freezing, so it may be icy again. It's 28 in Fargo, 26 in Grand Forks. That wait out at the bus stop, the kids will want that winter coat again, and if you're in one of the places that picked up snow, they'll want the winter gear, the boots as well. And this afternoon, we do climb. We get back into the 40s. That'll start working at melting some of that snow, especially in areas like Fargo where it was only a couple of inches. If you're in that 6+ range, it may take a little while for that to go away. And we've got some warmer air coming up in the forecast here. We're going to be getting into the 30s and 40s as we head into the weekend. We're going to see some temperatures that end up getting up to about 50 degrees on Saturday. So not bad, but again, it is a little shock to the system.
Yeah, get the swimsuit out again after I put on the snowsuit, then the swimsuit. All right,
I know.
Here it goes. Thank you, Lisa. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is calling on state lawmakers to move quickly on a summer learning plan.
He'll visit a high school in Plymouth later today to urge the legislature to immediately pass his proposal. The plan is part of the governor's COVID-19 recovery budget and must be passed by April 15th in order for schools to plan their support for students over the summer. The $150 million package will help students catch up on learning disruptions during the pandemic.
It includes proposals for school and community-based learning opportunities, field trips and hands-on learning, mental health support, summer preschool, and college courses for graduating seniors. People working for the West Fargo school are getting their COVID vaccines. It started yesterday and it runs through tomorrow.
In Fargo, faculty and staff will be getting their vaccines starting today, and students are distance learning for the rest of the week to accommodate the vaccinations schedule. The new COVID-19 stimulus bill likely means some of you are going to see a little extra money in your bank account, and pretty soon.
That's right. In the Valley, today's Brian Sherrod. He joins us live in studio. He dug into this bill and lets us know just how much you can expect to see in that account. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Jordan and Lisa. You can never go wrong with extra money in your bank account. Well, the passing of the $1.9 trillion COVID relief will provide a pretty big incentive for some, and for others, funds that are badly needed right about now. Now, this grants 1,400 direct payments to individuals making under $75,000 and 2,800 to married couples who make less than $150,000. Individuals making up to $80,000 and joint filers up to $160,000 will get some money, but not the full amount. This bill also provides $300 a week in enhanced jobless claims benefits through September 6. It also expands the annual tax credit to $3,600 for children up to age 5 and $3,000 for children ages 6 to 17. Now, in addition to direct payments and child tax credits, the bill will provide $14 billion to distribute vaccines and $49 billion for COVID-19 testing. This includes contact tracing and personal protective equipment. This also includes $125 billion for K-12 schools and nearly $40 billion for higher education. $39 billion will go to child care grants, $25 billion in rental assistance, and $30 billion for public transit. Now, President Biden is saying this is one more giant step forward in delivering on his promise that help is on the way.
That's money a lot of families are depending on for sure. So a big update. Thank you so much, Brian.
The judge in the Derek Chauvin murder trial will address the pending issue of a potential third-degree murder charge later this morning after the state Supreme Court denied review of the matter. Chauvin is already charged with second-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter in the death of George Floyd. Judge Peter Cahill dismissed a third-degree murder charge, but the State Court of Appeals has ruled that he needs to reconsider that decision.
If he does not add the charge today, the prosecution could appeal, and that could delay the trial. Another major development is coming from Chauvin's attorney, who says none of the other 3 officers charged in this case will be testifying against Chauvin. A rippling American flag is at the center of a controversy for a Fargo condo association. Andrew Almer reached out to our whistleblower hotline after he received a letter in the mail saying his flag needs to come down because it's too noisy in the wind.
Federal law says no homeowner association can restrict owners from displaying the American flag, but there are exceptions. Associations can restrict owners from flying the flag if it's a reasonable request or in the best interest of that association.
You really have to be kidding me. Everything that's going on nowadays in the world, this is something you're going to complain about. It's not making that much noise and it's a liability to the association.
Almer says the flag will fly, despite what he tells us could be a hefty fine. He made multiple attempts to get in contact with the condo association president, but we have not heard back.
Long-term care facilities in North Dakota will take another step toward living in the new normal later this week. Governor Doug Burgum says he is reducing the state's role in long-term care COVID protocols. For months, health leaders said the vaccine was key to reopening, and now more than 85% of long-term care residents and nearly half of staff have had their shots. Visitation has been open for months for the majority of facilities, and to help keep that open, the state is supplying facilities with some of the 2 million rapid tests that North Dakota has. The next step is for skilled nursing facilities to open for visits, but they are still under federal regulation, and they will continue to operate under their current model.
North Dakota law enforcement agencies are urging state lawmakers to support a bill that would enact harsher penalties for drug traffickers if a death results from the sale of their drugs. Police chiefs and law enforcement associations told the Senate Judiciary Committee that stiffer penalties are needed, especially as such fatalities mount across the state. The proposed legislation would make it a Class A felony, punishable by up to 20 years in prison for someone convicted of trafficking drugs that cause a death. The penalty right now is a lower felony charge, punishable by up to 5 years in prison. North Dakota state lawmakers are rejecting another attempt to make daylight saving time a permanent thing.
The bill was amended to make it necessary for other states to join in for it to take effect, but it was voted down overwhelmingly in the House the other day. If such a bill were ever to pass, it would still need congressional approval. Now the vote comes just before another switch to daylight saving time.
Yep, it happens this Sunday. Clocks will be turned forward 1 hour.
So on Monday, Sunday rather, expect everyone to be a little crankier maybe.
With spring ahead, we don't have much of a spring in our
day.
step, no. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Here's today's question for you. 49% of women say they do this daily, but only 16% of men do.
The answer is moisturize their face. Got to keep it looking good, especially in our dry winters we have around here.
That's
but remember,
a better answer than shower.
Yeah,
or wear
and,
deodorant.
brush their teeth was another one. I hope your dentist didn't hear that. But remember, you can play along every single day. Just head to the Valley News Live Facebook page.
The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start. But remember, the Valley Today rolls on. Join us right now for more live up-to-the-minute news and weather on the Fargo CW.